Cats beat the Bears 87-59. Time for the Sean Miller postgame interview. Coach, congratulations. Great to come back home, of course. Take on a really good Cal team tonight and an outstanding performance by your team.
You know, this might have been our best game of the year, and you know, Cal is a really good team. The run they had on us in the second half, I think, is something that you kind of had that sense that that tonight maybe wasn't their night. It was our night. We had a great crowd. They got our best shot, but they are a very, very good team. They're a team that I believe not only will be in the NCAA tournament, but I feel like they can win in advance in the NCAA tournament. You know, their front court and then obviously Justin Cobbs. But, you know, tonight was about us. We played together. We played extremely hard. We fed off the energy of McHale in a real positive way, and we were talking about it off the air, that the one thing that we have going right now is we're really unselfish on offense. And I think the stat you were talking about, Brian, 42 assists, 15 turnovers in 2 games. If those are your point guard assist-to-turnover ratio on a 5-game span, you would be excited. I mean, that's about as well as you can do. But for a team to have 42 assists and 15 turnovers, I think that's about as well as we can play. And no question, our offense continues to develop and get better.
Let's go back to starting with that Utah game. And again, we've mentioned this several times, but you really talked about trying to push the momentum, push the ball more. Has that helped to lead to just, you know, better work with the ball and better shots?
It does, but we have a different team in transition right now because we have a number of different players who can shoot. We're more skilled when we push it. And I think that helps because it wasn't like we quit running before. What we did is we weren't scoring as well in transition. Obviously, right now, we're better at that. Have we emphasized it? Sure. But it's something that we take a lot of pride in and want to do and have done really from game one. We're just a little bit better right now than we once were.
Rebounding, again, 42 rebounds, a 42-25 edge. You've asked your guards to become more involved. They did that again. But maybe discuss the importance of hitting the glass as well as your team did tonight.
Well, our guards are really rebounding. Gabe York had 5 again, so he had 10 against Colorado, 5 tonight. That's 15 rebounds in the last 2 games. And I'll also tell you this about Gabe. Although he didn't get on track scoring, you look, very seldom does a guy have 5 assists and no turnovers and he's not a point guard. So he has taken care of the ball well the entire season. And as he's played more minutes, again, when you talk about what's different, you know, he's finding players. The offensive rebound that he had in the second half, where instead of going back up with it, he kicked it out to Nick, I thought was a big momentum change back for us. So we have a lot of guys playing well. Nick Johnson, you cannot put value on what he does on the court because he impacts everything, defensively, on offense, playing a number of positions, and I think he's playing at his best level right now.
I was going to ask you about Nick because he has put a couple of games here that have just been outstanding, and I know that he was feeling it a little there for a while where the shots weren't falling, but you know, he didn't, you know, nobody lost confidence in him because you know what kind of player he is. Do you kind of see him back to where he was early in the season?
I do, and you know, when he was going through that, I continued to say it and really believed it, that Nick was playing good basketball. He just got off track on his shot, and you know what? Some of it was he was taking the extra burden to try to do more once Brandon left, and you know, that's a credit, but it takes time to figure out what's a good shot, what's not, how much do I have to stay the same, what's going to change, and that's the period of time that we went through there a little bit on offense, and I think Nick was a big part of that. As we've settled in as a team, I believe he has as well, and he's playing as well as he has at any time this season.
All right, well, you got a chance Sunday now to do a couple of things. Close out an undefeated season at home, which is very special. Number 2, a chance to stake claim to at least to share the championship and the #1 seed in the Pac-12 tournament. So I know it's going to be a big day, but you're also got a very good opponent coming in on Sunday too.
You know, we do, Brian, and I'll just say this, that the way we're going to play well on Sunday at 6 o'clock against Stanford is to not make this next game any bigger or any different than the previous 28 or 29 that we've now played, because the game pressure and the pressure of trying to do something that you haven't done many times starts to work against the team trying to do it. You know, for us, it's so important that we do a great job of these next 3 days. The only thing we're trying to do is have a great performance on Sunday, and we've talked a lot about the importance of home sweeps. well, this is an opportunity to get another home sweep, and it's an opportunity for us, like you mentioned, to play against another NCAA tournament team, a team that's playing their very best right now in Stanford. So for us, that doesn't mean anything other than let's be the better team on Sunday. Let's make sure that we're ready. And as difficult as it is for us to block all the other stuff out, the way we'll get to making it come true is to just do what we did here tonight and do it again on Sunday.
Okay, one last thing. 28 games into the season now, consistency seems to be something that you've really harped on, that has been a strength of this team, that through practice and games they've had that same approach all the time. And I think that's what you just echoed there going into the game against Stanford.
No question. When we went to Utah, we were going there a little bit wounded, having lost at ASU, and we weren't playing as well on offense. But if you were at our practices, and Brian, you were there, you saw how we were approaching things. We didn't necessarily ease up. If anything, we turned it up a notch. And we really, I think, reflected, especially in the Colorado game, we were a reflection of kind of what we had done on a daily basis leading up into that game. Again, we didn't make that game any bigger than the other previous however many. It wasn't anything other than let's be ready, let's be the best we can be. And I think that mentality is a lot easier to say you're going to do than actually do it, because it is an exciting time. I don't want to downplay that. We all have goals. Everybody knows that the calendar is about ready to turn to March. But we're going to fight those things as best we can and make sure that we're ready to go here on Sunday. And for our crowd who's going to be here on Sunday, I know that we're going to have the very, very best crowd of the year. It can't get much better than it was tonight, but it's the biggest thing that makes us almost unbeatable at home is not only you playing against a good team, but you're playing against an incredible crowd. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody on Sunday evening.
All right, congratulations on the win. See you then.
Thanks.
Head coach Sean Miller here, courtside at McHale Center, where the Wildcats